Okay, so have you ever heard of Lent?
I have.
Yeah. Well, today we're going to do a deep dive into Lent.
All right.
We're going to be exploring its history, significance, and practices.
Okay, cool.
Now, you might be interested in this topic for a bunch of different reasons. Maybe you're curious about where it came from or how it started, or maybe you want to understand your friends who observe it. Maybe even better, or maybe you're even thinking about participating yourself.
Yeah.
But before we jump in, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself and your experience and expertise with this topic?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I've been studying religion and specifically Christianity for over 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. And Lent has always been a fascinating topic for me personally. I've observed Lent for many years,
Oh,
and
wow.
I've always found it to be a really rich and meaningful experience. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to kind of share some of the things I've learned with you
Yeah,
today.
yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump right in.
Yep.
So what exactly is Lent?
Well, simply put, Lent is a 40-day period observed by various Christian denominations leading up to Easter.
Okay, 40 days. That's pretty specific, and I know it symbolizes the time Jesus spent in the wilderness, but what's the deeper meaning of that? Why the wilderness and why 40 days?
Yeah, those are great questions. The wilderness is often seen as this place that's stripped you bare, a place where you're forced to confront yourself and really rely on something bigger than yourself.
Right.
It's like this ultimate test of faith, but it's also a chance for purification. And the number 40, it pops up a lot in the Bible.
It
Like you
does.
think about Noah's Ark
Oh,
or
yeah.
Moses on Mount Sinai, it symbolizes this period of, significant transformation and change.
So by mirroring that 40-day wilderness experience, are people kind of aiming for like a spiritual reset or?
Exactly. Yeah, it's all about pushing your boundaries, facing your weaknesses, and ultimately deepening your faith. And, it's not just about what you give up, but is why you give it up.
That's interesting because I think, most people, they hear Lent and they think of giving up, chocolate or social media, or,
Right.
something like that. But you're saying it's more about the inner change
Yeah.
that those sacrifices are supposed to spark.
Yeah, exactly. It's about cultivating self-discipline, which actually, has benefits that reach far beyond just religion.
Sure.
You think about athletes training for a big game
Hmm.
or anyone setting a goal, that kind of discipline is key.
So it's like a spiritual training ground in a way.
You could put it that way, yeah. And
Definitely.
like any good training program, it's not all about just deprivation. Lent also emphasizes practices like prayer and almsgiving.
Okay, so increased prayer. I get that.
Mm.
But how does that actually deepen someone's faith? Is it just about spending more time praying or is there something more to it?
Well, I think it's more about the intentionality behind it. Think of it like a conversation with a close friend.
Okay.
The more you talk and the more you truly listen, the deeper that bond becomes. And in a similar way, prayer cultivates a deeper connection with God.
That makes a lot of sense. And then there's almsgiving. So much emphasis on giving during Lent. But why is it so important?
Well, it's about stepping outside yourself and recognizing the needs of others. It's about putting compassion into action.
Okay.
And Jesus's teachings are full of this, love your neighbor, care for the poor, and sick almsgiving is a tangible way to live out those values.
So it's not just about writing a check or something.
Yeah.
It's about really engaging with your community and like making a real difference.
Exactly. Yeah. Whether it's volunteering your time, donating to a cause you believe in, or simply offering a helping hand to someone in need, those actions really resonate deeply during Lent.
And then there's the fasting part.
Yeah.
We know Catholics have specific rules, but what's the point of all those rules? Is it just about making it harder?
I don't think so. I think it's about pushing past your comfort zone, experiencing a little bit of, what it means to be hungry, and recognizing that food isn't the only thing we crave.
Hmm.
It's a reminder that we depend on something beyond ourselves for sustenance, both physically and spiritually.
I remember I tried giving up sugar one time just for a week. Yeah. And it was way harder than I thought it would be.
Oh, yeah.
And it really made me realize how much I rely on, those little sugary pick-me-ups throughout the day.
It's amazing how a simple act of denying yourself something you crave can lead to such profound insights.
Yeah, for sure. So Lent isn't just this one big block of time.
Mm-hmm.
There are specific events throughout those 40 days.
Right, absolutely.
But yeah.
Well, you've got Palm Sunday, which commemorates Jesus' entry into Jerusalem, and then you've got Holy Thursday, remembering the Last Supper.
I mean, Good Friday, which always feels so heavy, focusing on the crucifixion.
Yeah.
But then there's all this anticipation that builds on Holy Saturday leading up to
Joy of Easter.
Easter.
It's the culmination of everything. Lent prepares for a celebration of renewal, hope, and victory over death.
There's a whole emotional journey packed into Lent. It starts with, reflection, a little bit of somberness,
Hmm.
but it leads to this incredible outpouring of joy.
And what's so fascinating is that this journey of transformation, through self-discipline, reflection, and acts of service, it resonates across cultures and throughout history.
Huh.
You see echoes of it in so many different spiritual traditions.
So it makes you wonder, even if you don't observe Lent in the traditional sense, is there a period of reflection that you could embrace? What could you give up or take on to become a better version of yourself? Something to think about.
For sure.
All right, that's it for today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Lent.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.